Cal's gonna be here in person.
Something
The on-call captain's thing?
Maybe.
maybe.
But it's getting desperate.
Go.
All right, it's 4:30. Good evening, everyone. It is 4:30, Monday, March 30th. I will call this meeting of the Board of Harbor Commissioners for the Town of LaPointe to order. This evening, we have with us Mary Ross,
Present.
Jay Wiltz. Here. Evan Erickson.
Here.
Myself, Glenn Carlson.
Here.
Staff present, we have Katie. We also have Town Administrator Rich Kula and Cal Linehan for Miffle.
And the other person.
Oh, yes, and we have Susan Widmer. I forget to look at the screen. Susan Widmer and Michael Collins via Zoom, along with numerous members of the public. First up on the agenda is public comment. Go ahead, Paul.
I'd like to thank the board for having this meeting at 4:30 instead of 9, so the public can participate.
Any other public comment? Hearing none, let's move on to the minutes of the March 12th meeting.
I just have a question. Item 6D, EMS ferry runs. Evan, were you called a full-time on-call captain?
No.
The loss of an on-call captain.
No,
Full-time should be scratched.
Is that who he's referring to, Evan?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll move that we approve the minutes as corrected by me.
What? I'll second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next up, Chief Administrative Officer report. Katie, you bumped the something. There we go.
This week, the current balance of the Harbor Commission banking accounts is as of Friday, March 27th. The Miffle utility checking account was at $329,927.96. The March revenue as of Friday was just under 83,000, which is about just over 72% of the budgeted income for the month of March. And then as most folks know, based on the social media posts and everything, the fuel surcharge did go into effect.
And at the higher tier because we exceeded the four.
Was that the highest? Or the highest here?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to put the chief administrative officer's report on file.
I'll second that. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next up, consider approval of fire suppression systems for Island Queen. So we had already approved this for the Madeline. And we're getting a better deal by adding a second boat where we left off. Do you have any final numbers?
I won't have final numbers for probably another month, so,
Okay,
because I don't have a mock-up of that entire boat and what it's gonna take. I mean, arguably, I can tell you it's going to be less than the Madeline, I know that much. So, doubling my Madeline expenses puts us right at about the full budget, and then again, some cost savings should put us either at or under the initial one vessel budget.
Okay.
Awesome. Two for one.
I move to approve the fire suppression system expenditure for the Island Queen.
I'll second.
At an open amount, or do
Or
It's still under the first agreed budgeted amount, so I mean.
$35,000 for.
We're very near.
we,
Second, we had a motion and a second.
yep, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next up is consider approval of 2025 Wisconsin Water Carriers Annual Report.
Move the approval.
I'll second. Michael can have it.
I'm very surprised we don't have to, line item the freight, that it can just be one amount. Because it goes into talking about farm product, forest product. We don't haul coal, but crude petroleum, natural gas. That's right, we don't have to list out those gallons and,
I'm not sure why you wouldn't need to. We did it on last year's.
well, I'm sure we just repeated what Miffle
And-
LLC or
and I've
Miffle Inc.
gotten
had done before
the
that.
percentages that Mifflin has gone by in years past.
Sure.
Should we maybe contact them and ask in the future if we should give them more detail? Or just?
No.
No.
Just surprised you don't already want it.
Is this their form or this is what we send to them or they send to us?
That's their form that they
Well, then-
sent us.
That's all the detail they're asking for.
And it's just amazing that we haul more freight than passenger, or monetary revenue is more in freight than in passenger freight.
But shocking, does cars count as freight?
I'm not sure how they've done that breakdown. If that's,
It's
I've been
interesting.
given like the details of passenger versus freight, how I buy it. So it's basically 55% of what occur like in state revenue.
Yeah, so this is just within the state of Wisconsin,
Yes.
not interstate. So it's nowhere near the $6 million of revenue that we
Yeah,
had
that
last year.
2 million is 45% of the revenue from last year.
Okay. Well, I would make a motion.
No, we've got a motion and a second. Mary asked the question. I'll call the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next up, consider approval of HAP resolution. And I just handed a copy here. This is for an additional grant for dock improvements. It looks like we're committing to a shared cost of 20%. From 20% to 50%, or is there more than?
How they do the calculations, it could range from 1% to 50%. However, looking at our projects, they would both qualify for a 20% match.
Okay,
So, but the way that the template is written, it has that range. And I think we should keep the range on there.
okay. I'm gonna
Just
follow,
remember, we have to come up with the money. We have to pay for it and then get reimbursed.
right.
What project is this gonna be for?
Yeah, what are the dock improvements?
Yeah, so on pages 2, 3, and 4 in there, it's broken out by year. So the first one is 2027.
Yep, the first part is rebuild the main protected ferry dock and ramp located on the island. This project would reconstruct the existing dock well to improve usability across a wide range of extreme water levels while modernizing ramp materials to better match existing infrastructure. So I'm gonna assume we're gonna get rid of the timbers and go with,
That's the plan. I've tried every single wood dock replaced.
Yep.
And so that we have one effective style in those and then in fact, in all of those, it would be possible based on the budgeting I proposed to include hydraulics in them. And we could just start putting in this hydraulic and get rid of all the costs of raising equipment as well.
great. Second part is the same. And then we do have, according to Rich, we have 3 years. We would pay a third of the match over the course of 3 years.
So
Was that,
broken down 3 different projects.
Oh.
Projects.
Okay, yeah, one.
And this is more of like, I would call this a solicitation of interest.
Yeah, it's not
This
an
is due,
application.
yeah, this is due April 1st. It kind of gets us on the list. The state is then aware that we're interested in this. And the actual application is due August 1st. But the way you read it, it makes it sound like this has to be submitted in order to be eligible August 1st.
Like an intent to apply of sorts.
Yes, so I see this as, it's a project, we've got a rough estimate in cost. And we'll be working together to figure out the exact cost to submit as part of the grant application on the 1st.
Yeah, sorry.
I think that it also helps them ask for more. For any, that's why we have 3 years out, is explicitly so that then they can, and it's best for us to throw everything out there that we can think of larger, because then in the coming years, then the state asks for more. And so it just gives them more information to ask for more money, so that, because I think they don't want to ask for too much and not realize it. I think they're trying to keep them.
Right, and getting that plan on the radar, all plans can change. It starts to develop that relationship further with the state, that they know what we're doing, we've delivered very well in the first part. Then it opens us up to additional funding down the road.
The last project is in the Bayfield Harbor and it's rebuilding the last remaining wood ramp over the gravel ferry dock. Project would reconstruct the existing dock well to improve usability, similar language to before,
Yep.
while modernizing the ramp.
Fundamentally the same project over one project here, just 3 different duties and in 3 different locations.
Yeah. Two of them here on the island, one in Bayfield. That being said, I will move that we approve the HAP resolution.
I'll second.
Is there any more discussion?
I just say thank you to Cal and to Rich. I understand that you pulled this together in just a few days.
Yeah, Cal,
And it's due Wednesday.
Yeah.
So
Thank you both.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next up, discuss long-term housing solution for Madeline Island Ferry Line employees on the island.
Isn't this basically for emergency coverage? It's not
Yeah.
employees in general.
Yeah, and I don't know that we're ready to make
Yeah.
take any action on this. I know that Cal submitted like sort of a
Exactly.
proposal or a
Yeah.
write-up. I haven't really had time to review it.
That's just what we're doing today. As far as a long term, I could just give just a general overview of long term. I think we could utilize. There's no proposal today as far as here's what, you should get X house, X location, whatever. Effectively though, what's happening is, this year, we will not be able to run the EMS service with island-based crew alone. We will be required every week to have some portion of mainland-based people. The more that we can provide, consistent housing for people such as summer people, to be able to stay there over the course of their stay and potentially then rent it out to long-term, such as the captain and, young captain maybe looking for housing, is only going to, ease that burden, of getting people over here. But I can say our immediate need is that we will have to house, anywhere from 2 to 3 individual groups, so some people are partners. We have a couple of people that, might come over and share 1 bedroom. However, but 2 to 3 individual groups at any given time, is gonna be likely. 2 is sort of the minimum, with 3 being kind of an ideal situation so that we could have potentially 1 person staying in there as long-term. Able to, facilitate a property, keep an eye on it, but see, they can't work 7 days a week.
Mhm.
So there is, you would still need 2 people to come over and cover some of the other days as well. So ultimately, what the intent of this is just to put it on the radar. MIFL will, propose some solutions, but we'll have to work together to come up with something that the town faces. Have a long-term solution.
Thank you.
Is there discussion with the current captains, island-based captains, about extending their coverage?
Yeah, I mean, we've asked, there's essentially two captains left right now. They are at their maximum. The only way one of them would consider doing more is for more money. So it just becomes where is the money best spent? And then the burnout fatigue, you get too dependent on one captain again, covering 4, 5, 6 days a week, give them more compensation to do so. And then they stop, you're in an even worse spot. So ideally, we're gonna be I would argue, a more cost-effective and long-term strategy by splitting that out, getting our mainland staff used to coming over here, cycling them through, so that we're not so dependent on any one captain to run if necessary resource.
Yeah, I'm not insinuating that at all. What's the maximum though? How many shifts are they each taking? You said they're at their
Right now, 3 to 4, yep. And that tends to be what they do until they get burnt out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we don't need to take any action at this point.
I don't believe so.
And I've had to update our current strategy. I am having to have multiple people over. So, I sent a letter to the Harbor Commission today with an update to that.
Next up is discuss passenger vessel association fly-in event in April. And I think when we last left this, sounded like it's a good opportunity to schmooze with the politicians. I believe that Rich was interested in going, but suggested that we should send someone.
Well,
And
Rich was willing to go also.
okay,
Yeah.
Oh, I think the two of them were willing to go.
okay.
Good team there. Do we want to send Katie? Would you be available to go? Is that something you want to do? No. Okay. Anyone else maybe we can discuss if anyone else from the Harbor Commission might be interested in attending. I think Rich did a great job representing, and Cal also. of course.
I think we're already seeing.
Yeah,
Well, it's not in the budget, but I would make a motion that we approve expenditure to send the PVA fly-in.
what was we've already exceeded the travel budget.
I don't know that we've exceeded it, but it wasn't included.
Okay.
It wasn't when we did the travel budget. We didn't say the PVA fly-in.
I would support it also.
So I'll make a motion, just ordinary and necessary expenses. And I'm sure you're going to impress the folks there and hopefully it'll lead to some funding down the road.
20 to 30 million.
Yeah,
Mhm.
or 10 at least.
You never know.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's my motion.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
I'm abstaining. I'm not sure this is the right process to go, but I'm not gonna vote against them.
Consider forming long-term finance task force.
I will make a motion that we approve resolution number, and I guess it'll be 26-0330. Right, Mary?
No idea.
Is it for the town of La Pointe or for the Harbor Commission?
No, we'll do it we'll have our own numbering system.
Okay, we're not gonna start with one?
Well, they use the year
Right.
and then the month.
Oh,
and the-
okay,
and the
okay.
day.
I'm fine with that.
And I'd also, as part of that motion, like to propose that we, if the president is willing to appoint commissioner or members at this point.
Yeah, certainly. I don't know. We can have up to two.
Three Harbor commissioners. We also have Michael Childers, Ken Goldfein, and Tom Frederick have volunteered to serve on that as well. And Susan, I believe you had indicated an interest. I don't know.
Was there a posting? How did they find out about it?
They were asked. Yeah, and this isn't probably the kind of thing that we post for. I mean, it's very specialized. It's not like community involvement in coming up with something. It's a very specialized taking a look at financing.
Are you looking for a second?
Well, we're considering membership at this point. I'm not sure who was interested in being on this
I sent
committee.
you an email earlier.
I've
Okay.
been running all day.
So it was Susan Whitmire, Michael Childers, Ken Goldfein, and Tom Frederick.
But as far as Harbor Commission appointees,
If anyone else is interested, we can do up to 3.
okay. Yeah, I get it now. I'm fine with those members.
Got enough subcommittees.
Mhm.
Mhm.
There's only 4 out of a possible 7. Should we appoint another one in case, is there any other?
Are you interested in?
I'm not interested in this at all. It's not my my wheelhouse.
Yeah, I don't think they need to vote, like, you know.
It's advisory.
Right.
Like a quorum and that.
They're looking at rates and
Yeah.
our best interest long term.
You know, focus our attention on how we might be able to improve our financing.
But we could also have an
Recommendation.
additional commission members could also join. So no more than 3 of us.
Right.
Right.
I thought that's what you were asking me for just now, but
I just don't have the time this summer for this. Otherwise I would.
I think that's a great group. Let's keep it with those 4.
Yeah.
And I will second Glenn's motion. And call the vote if there's no more discussion. All in favor?
Aye,
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
thank you. And
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Ken.
Discuss publishing Miffle reports in Island Gazette. I think this came down to cost. No charge? All right, publish away.
Yeah.
Now, is it just the minutes or what? Because we get a lot of, I mean,
Miffle reports. I've done the same minutes.
oh, okay. So just the the monthly Miffle reports.
Well, when I read them, a lot of it wouldn't be something I need to polish because it's a lot of stuff to talk about that means not much to most people. But there's parts of it that I like to pick out, like you talk about this and you talk about that I can see would be important for the public to read. So to publish the whole thing would be a waste of space. So
I think if he's not charging us, he can publish whatever he wants. It's your paper.
Right,
Yeah, I just want to.
as long as it's true.
I just want to-
Trustable applies.
We're talking about this particular thing, and that's something people want to look at. So that's what I.
The more transparent we can be, I think the better.
Absolutely.
Hold on, it's a lot of readers just
And some that ain't.
want to be able to pick and choose what I want.
Oh,
Sure.
and Katie, hopefully, will help you get whatever you want.
But right on paper.
We love to get it out there. That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Evan.
I'm sure you won't be publishing the entire bond ordinance. After that.
Consider approval of Trek and Trail / Lee Shores Kayak lease agreement.
This is just a revision in the monthly rent, right? All the other
It
terms.
is, yeah,
Yep.
the language is actually still the same, the paragraph that's below the rates. That's what I adjusted it to based on,
3%.
yeah, the 3%. There is no adjustment to the next page for the property taxes.
That is the same.
The same rate because
I will make a motion that we approve the Trek and Trail / Lee Shores Kayak lease agreement as written.
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. On to the bills. And I will move that we pay the bills in the amount of $69,263.19. $65,567.19 of which were payroll for Miffle employees. 3,696 were Von Briesen and Roper bills.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
I,
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Future agenda items.
That's great.
For the employee housing on the island.
Eventually.
Yeah, I think that's probably gonna be a town decision long-term with that property out there and just a matter of what.
Oh,
decide to
yeah.
do. I mean, long-term right now, they're solving their problem.
Yeah, and I want long-term. I think you're probably right, is like that middle road property, but intermediate term, like this season, is you still have to burn that house down.
Yeah.
oh, you're gonna burn?
Yeah, I think they've made the second stage of approval, so now it's the inspection and then we'll get the final.
And then I get to smash into a box?
Yeah,
Okay,
Is the garage going to, or just the house?
yeah.
I think all the structures.
I don't think there's a lot they can do there with like the burn wise, but because it's falling over, they're gonna look at it also. But it might just have to be pushed over and then.
and that Quonset hut,
The Quonset hut, that's more what I was referring to. I think.
yeah.
And I
Is that
haven't looked
empty
at the
yet? Do
ground.
we know, has Michael Brennan got his stuff out?
I think we've given them till June 30th.
I think we should
Yeah.
check that letter and date and follow up as applicable. And that could be probably scrapped and recycled with any luck.
Yeah.
Right?
Weekend do we want to meet?
Add to the agenda. Well, with no immediate future agenda items, we put it out a little bit.
I'm gone for until probably the 20th of April, almost
What if
Or
we
will
did the
be.
23rd?
Thursday at 9. That works for me.
Works for me.
Yep.
I'm not sure of myself.
I'd have expenses, March expenses and everything
By then?
finished by then.
Okay, that'll work.
Okay.
Oh. Can we stand not seeing each other for like 12 weeks?
Time will tell.
Find a way.
You get over it.
Let's jump in then to the final public comment.
When I was talking about the minutes here, I was talking about the minutes, picking and choosing.
Oh,
It
no,
does say reports. Would I have the right to publish any Miffle reports when they come to you? That I could publish whatever.
You're doing them for free?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's all public.
yeah.
Yeah, it's all public
Every report
information.
that
Yep.
comes to you.
Sure. Sounds- yeah.
once a month.
Yeah, I'll look at it and maybe parts of it are peeking. I don't have a lot of room in that little paper.
Are those reports going online anyway?
Not the Miffle reports that from Miffle to the Harbor Commission. Feel free to email me though, if for some reason you don't receive those until I get in the habit of sending them to you as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
the minutes
just-
reports.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get the minutes. I just.
got the minutes. I remember to send that.
So
But
should I email you to make sure you have my email?
I have it.
Okay, the Miffle report.
Okay.
They should probably be approved. Miffle
Approved,
reports, yeah,
yeah.
or draft.
So I
We have-
will,
we
I
have
wouldn't
approved
send
them.
those until I provide it to the Harbor Commission,
Yeah,
in my reports,
yeah,
so.
once they come for you, I'll assume you're.
That's just solid reporting there, Evan.
You guys can sort this out after the meeting. Paul, go ahead.
Rhetorical question, Kathy's not expecting the answer. I see a review of Miffle management contracts, been on these agendas, been in closed session for years. Any results, is anything coming out of this? Is there an end in sight, or is this one of these things you're reviewing this until the day before the contract's due, then you're just gonna approve something? Usually when you review a contract, it's not going on for years and years and years and years. just an observation.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.
Anybody else? There's no further public comment then. Let's move into agenda item 18, a review of the Miffle management contract.
I'll move that we go into closed session under 19.851E for the purpose of conducting other specified public business, which is the